Right, so the buttons I made for this object controls. So alarm 0, invent inherited. If instance exists, controls tip, then you destroy it. If not, then it creates it. And then obviously if object button loop exists, then destroy it. If not, then it creates it with a text saying when above button appears, tap to gain loot, because I was originally going to make it like that. If I have time, I will make it like that. Draw, just invent inherited. Left pressed, invent inherited. This one, mouse enter frame equals 2, mouse leave frame equals 1. Basically, these have 2 frames, one slightly lighter, one slightly darker. And this here is the credits, so it takes you to the room credits, which has all the credits in it. All these are invent inherited, except for these two, which also says frame 1, frame 2. Yeah, and then obviously their parents is button parent. And then this one, the controls tip, which is what the this one up here does. Just draws a text align center, draw text right where it is. Move use drawing check, player auto shoots, because I'm planning on making it so the player automatically shoots the enemies rather than just having to carry on running. Room width divided by 2, room height minus 656. When above button appears, tap on it to gain loot. So that's basically just saying when the button up here, the object button loot here appears, then you need to tap it to get the loot. So yeah, we look at the button parent next. Create, it loads the audio group. Under alarm 0, y equals y start. All of this it knows to do, variable sound list. And then obviously when left pressed, y equals y start plus 4, which basically just moves it slightly. Audio plays sound, and then it chooses between these sounds. Then when mouse enter, obviously image index changes. When it leaves, image index changes back. And then obviously this goes, if it's played, play that sound. The 1000 is the priority. And yeah. And then we go into object button back. This just goes alarm 0 if it's in room settings, go to room. If room settings is the current room, then go to room menu. If room credits is the current room, go to room settings. Draw just inherited. This one's inherited. This one's getting frame 2 and frame 1. Object death. So when you die, basically, go when alarm 0 is done, go to room menu. If left press, just inherit it. And then obviously object button help, alarm 0, go to room settings. Draw, invent inherited, frame 2, frame 1. And then this one is just when you click play, go to room game. Under draw, just inherits the event, frame 1, frame 2. Obviously the other way around because I clicked on the wrong way around. And then object quit. After alarm 0, it just ends the game. Obviously draw is inherited, that's frame 2, that's frame 1, there you go. So that's all the buttons so far. The only other button we have is the loot button, so alarm 0, just invent inherited, draw a sprite symbol, the loot symbol, which is -1, which is the sub image. On its current values, 2, 2 to double its size. 0 refers to the rotation, C white makes it itself, and then obviously 1 for alpha. Left press, invent inherited, invent inherited, invent inherited. So yeah, that's the other button. Yeah. Now we go on to general controls, so object control, begin step, max devices, the max devices, variable mouse X, mouse Y, which is basically just like the player's finger, which when you do it on a touch screen. UI at position, instance position, mouse X, mouse Y, object UI parent, variable held, basically just if it's being pressed. Then obviously input, UI at position, mouse X, mouse Y, object joystick, con creation, joy X 0, joy Y 0, touch ID -1, radius sprite width divided by 2, function touch ID mouse X, mouse Y, touch ID equals underscore touch ID. If touch ID does not equal -1, then obviously just all of that, which take a while to explain. So yeah, draw just has nothing because it was redrawing this in its place without that. And then obviously draw GUI, that, and that, and that. So it basically just says joystick base and joystick stick. Yeah. So that's that. Object UI parent. Create just, yeah, does just this. And that's the only thing in that.